Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Really exciting times at the Australian Open. Semi-final time is over. The Thursday and Friday semi-final between first Federer and Djokovic is concluded. Djokovic coming through. And today's Friday's semi-final between Dominic Thiem and Alexander Zverev also finished. Dominic Thiem coming through. So really exciting times. Before we get into it, I just wanted to say I'm really happy that I started doing this channel. There has already been some interaction. Some of you who've been watching commented. I'm really happy about that. Thanks a lot for doing that. And to the rest of you, if you enjoyed the content, and as I said before, I'm going to release further content, further videos during this year, please consider subscribing. Alright, now let's preview the Thiem Zverev. Let's review or preview the Djokovic Thiem final. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to talk a little bit about the previous matches. First the Djokovic Federer and then the Thiem Zverev match. So let's quickly start with Djokovic and Federer. In the video where I have previewed that semi-final, I said that obviously Djokovic is the favorite, but I thought Roger Federer would have a shot. So if he would recover and if he would really be able to replicate the form he had in London, he would have a chance to win. So obviously he did not really manage to replicate that form. I think Djokovic was even playing better, and unfortunately for Roger, he drew the short straw on that day. He wasn't really complaining much about the injury, but he said that he was a little bit bothered, but nonetheless we shouldn't really take anything away from Djokovic. He was imperious throughout this tournament. The only set he's dropped was in the first round against Jan-Lennart Struff. Other than that, he was really super strong. I've talked about this in my previous videos, but I have to repeat this again. This is a very important element for Sunday's final. So there has been the discussion on Djokovic, whether he will be able to sustain the physicality, the physical level he's normally producing on a tennis court, because he's one of the greatest defenders of all time. He's aging though, and will he be able to keep this up? Nadal and Djokovic have managed to shorten points, become more aggressive in their play. Because they managed to shorten the points, the matches are obviously shorter and they save a little bit of their physical strength for the later matches in the tournament. So Djokovic seems to have tried to work a lot more on his serve. He's serving considerably better, hitting more aces, and even his second serve is a lot more solid, which is helping him to shorten points and to be even more aggressive when he kicks off the points on his service games. So even if he might double fault a little bit more than in the past, it still helps him. If he misses and does the double fault, he's hit only one shot. It's still strength preserving, and he has not hit more than 5 double faults in the tournament so far, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, this is really an important factor. He saved a lot of energy. I think even though the ATP Cup was draining on him, he did not spend too much time on court in these matches, finished his matches from the second round up to the semi-final, including the semi-final in straight sets. He was the one who played the Thursday semi-final, so he even has 2 days to recover until Sunday's final. So I'm really sure he will be fresh for that. Now talking about Dominic Thiem, it's really fantastic news for him. He's been working hard and it seems that hard work is paying off. He played really well in his last 3 matches at the Australian Open. In the fourth round, he's beaten Monfils in straight sets. We've talked about the quarterfinal against Nadal, which he won in 4 sets, and the 3 which he won were all in tie breaks. So he really focused, and he himself said he got a little bit lucky, but nonetheless, he was super focused and playing incredibly well against Nadal. Against Thiem today, he's played a good match, although he had a lot more unforced errors than what we may have expected of him, but was still going for a lot. So from that perspective, the unforced error count is maybe not that unexpected, but still, he didn't make so many unforced errors against Nadal. During the third set, he did seem to indicate that he had some problems in the stomach. Later on in the interview, he said that, yeah, he was feeling a little bit nervous and he played a lot of tennis. And obviously, he already made twice the French Open final, so he knows what it means to play a Grand Slam semi-final, but this was the first time and he's managed to do it outside of the French Open, and this is on hard court. So for him, I think this is tremendous. Zverev himself, he wasn't playing badly, but I think his previous matches, especially the one against Stan Wawrinka, he himself couldn't replicate that form. He started off well. Thiem seemed to be missing a little bit more. Zverev was going for his shots. He won the first set 6-3. In the second set, there were breaks back and forth. Thiem broke first, Zverev broke back, then Thiem broke again and somehow managed to edge out that second set 6-4 on his serve. Thiem did face break points against Zverev when he was serving at 5-4 for the set. Nonetheless, he managed to somehow save that game, which was a crucial one, and finished off the set. In the third and fourth, both went to a tiebreak, and Thiem has proven to be the more solid player, let's put it like that. So he's won 2 tiebreaks against Zverev, he's won 3 against Nadal. He can say he got a little bit lucky, maybe he did, but nevertheless, this is a good sign. It's a strong sign of the fact that he's really playing good, focused tennis in the most crucial moments. Having said that, he's definitely going to need that very much in the final against Djokovic. So let's have a look at their playing history. So Djokovic and Thiem have played 10 times before against each other. Djokovic leads the series 6-4. So if we break it down on surfaces, on outdoor hard, it's 2-love for Djokovic. Indoor hard, it's 1-1. On clay, it's 3-all, and they've never played on grass. If we look at their playing history, when they first started playing against each other, it was the first time in 2014. So since 2014 up until last year, end of the year, they've played 10 times. As you can see, Djokovic has won more on hard courts. So as I said before, it's 2-love on outdoor hard, and then indoor hard it's 1-1. But I think that 1-1 is very important because the last match they've played against each other, that was last year at London, the round robin stage, that was probably the best 3-set match of 2019. I actually like that match so much that I have in my channel also a highlight video section of the Thiem Djokovic encounter, and it's actually very fitting for this year's Australian Open that they're going to play the final. Consider checking it out. I've uploaded the link here. It's been a cracker, and if we get something similar like that, I think everybody's going to be in awe of that match. Djokovic was actually very close to winning that match. He was a third set tiebreak, which decided the encounter, the outcome. Um, Djokovic was actually leading up in that tiebreak. I think he was 4-1 up, but in the end, Thiem was redlining his game. He was hitting so hard and so precise that he managed to pull that victory off. I think, given the fact that Thiem has played so well in the last 3 matches here, and even though he didn't have a good ATP Cup, but I think that was a good preparation phase for him. So maybe if he would have played a traditional tournament where he did not would have had the opportunity to play so many matches back to back, even that he lost, I think ultimately this may have helped him. Getting more match practice before going to the Australian Open, I think that was a good thing for him. Okay, having said that, if we would have to draw the line and say who has the better chance of winning, and if we go back again to the playing history, so when they played for the first 5 times, Djokovic won all 5 encounters. And the last 5 matches they've played, Thiem won 4 of the 5. So there is a clear indication that Thiem has got more comfortable playing Djokovic, and he seems to be having a genuinely good chance to beat him. Considering that we had that last year's round robin match in London, which Thiem has won, I think that's going to give him a lot of confidence. And I think here again that Thiem has a genuinely good chance to beat Djokovic in the final. Nonetheless, considering how well Novak is playing or has been playing so far, the improvement he's done on his serve, for me, on this court, in this event, he's the favorite. I've picked Novak at the beginning of the tournament to win. I'm sticking with that assessment or prediction, but nonetheless, I wouldn't be super surprised if Thiem would pull off a fantastic match. And it would be interesting that Thiem, who is considered to be a superb clay court player, probably the best after Nadal in the last few years, would win his first Grand Slam title outside of the French Open. That would be really interesting. Okay, I think that covers all the topics I wanted to address. In case you have any questions, comments, who do you think is going to win the final? Please comment below. I'm happy to read any comments you may have or any ideas you might have about it. Please don't forget to subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you next time.